Good morning. Okay, so we're sitting as comfortably as you can, um, either a chair or sitting on the ground on something that supports your hips, but whatever is the most accessible or comfortable for you. And then we're going to take the hands to the ribs. So we're holding the ribs, kind of hold the ribs fairly low down, but on the ribs as opposed to below them on the waist. And then just take some deep breaths to the ribs. So you feel the front, the side, and the back of the ribs all moving through the breath, and the idea that all parts are moving as one piece. And as you take those deeper breaths, just shrug one side then the other, just opening up the sides of the ribs, opening up, moving, filling, feeling, noticing. All that lengthening right down from the hip all the way up to the armpit. Even move the head around so you get to feel the neck. And let's release the hands and just take one hand to the back of the neck and just kind of squeeze and release and have a feel around there. You notice generally there's a lot of tension around the trapezius and the side. And a lot of that neck tension occurs because the ribs are tight. And when the ribs are tight, the shoulders will drop down. So the neck is holding everything up. So all of that deep breath supports the alignment through the neck, through the jaw. So you breathe and you feel and you just palpate and give it a squeeze and notice what's happening around the vertebrae. And then we'll release the hands. Let the hands rest on the thighs. So usually what I'll do is I'll just bring the index finger and thumb to gently connect. And you can turn the palms to face down or to face up, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And we'll close our eyes and let your belly relax. And your eyelids get heavy, your jaw soften. Let your tongue relax in the mouth. But even as you let it relax, could the tip of the tongue be connected to the top of the back of the top teeth? So just where the teeth and the upper palate connect, just gently touching that space. And we bring the attention to our breath. And then just noticing how you're doing this morning. And you might be feeling great, you might be struggling this morning. So no matter what it is that's there for you this morning, could you hold it with ease? And I know that's a little bit of a paradox or an oxymoron if we are struggling to say, could we hold it with ease? Another way to say it is maybe, couldn't you allow it to be there? Can you kind of go, okay, this is what's here in this moment? And it's simply moving through you, just to know it's moving through you. That's all it's doing. And with the support of a practice like this, where each of us is learning how to meet what it is that we need to meet. And part of what we're doing in this embodiment is experiencing everything through this human lens. So part of the experience is inevitably suffering. In Sanskrit, they call it dukkha. Dukkha, suffering. And there are moments where it is unbearable. And yet still we are invited to let it be there. If it's there, it's there. And we remember that it is simply moving through us. And there's this beautiful line from a song that as it moves through us, it's carving out deep valleys and creating spectacular landscapes. Just noticing the breath as it is. Could we now inhale for a count of 5, pause for a count of 3, exhale for a count of 5, pause for a count of 3. Just slow, steady, deep breath. If you feel like you'd like to go a little further, you could inhale for 7, pause for 5, exhale for 7, pause for 5, but only if you're comfortable doing so. Now we're all inhaling for 5, pausing for 3, exhaling for 5, pausing for 3. And then let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. And we'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. So our practice is one of revelation. It's one of revealing what is already there, becoming perceptive or attuning the parts that tend to reside in this kind of exterior, distracted place. So much of our experience of what is asked for us in the world has to do with tuning into, moving from A to B. That distraction is such a prevalent frequency for us in our society that to take these moments and to pause to listen to the breath, and it awakens our capacity to listen more deeply. And it's the idea that the deeper voice, the deeper wisdom is there, in a sense, trying to speak to us all the time. But it just gets so busy for us and so confusing that we forget to listen, how to listen. So we ask that our practice this morning support each of us in hearing more clearly our own depth, our own connected space. And through that listening, being able to align our lives more to that space of our own heart, to the journey our own heart is asking us to take, to the way in which our own heart wishes for us to move through this world, to express ourselves. And in that, our deepest sense of fulfillment lies, but also the challenge of moving through the ways in which we carry that kind of idea or sense of disconnect, or the wounding each of us carries in our system. That path of the heart can be a challenging one at times, as we feel these places and learn to allow them to move through us and release. And we drop deeper and deeper and deeper to the ground of being, to our own intrinsic worthiness, to the place in which love is never doubted, to ourselves and to each other. And to this morning, we bow our heads. Good work. So we've got a couple more. I think this is 48. So we've got two more. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll have a little break. These will stay available for those of you that want to keep using them. And then I'll let you know about what's happening in June very soon. All right. Take care. I hope you have a great day.